fellow nerds. My name is Monica, and now it is time for some origin stories. Whoops! A lot of interesting news going on in the nerdverse, or what have you, and some movie news today. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do movie news, and I am truly, totally excited for these movies that are coming out. We have had the awesomeness of the Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer drop. And then, of course, there is some intriguing Sonic 2 news going on. And then Disney Plus dropped the bomb, and I am here for it. I have not watched any of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series yet, but I am super, super excited. It's awesome. I can't wait. All right. Jumping ahead of myself. I have a tendency to do that, get wound up and do that. Okay, the Shang-Chi trailer. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings explores the backstory of Shang-Chi and his father, who happens to be the real Mandarin. What? I don't know. A lot of people hated Iron Man 3 with the whole Mandarin storyline that happened there. I thought it was great. I loved that little twist. I think Ben Kingsley is an awesome actor, and that just proved his chops. But I know a lot of people that just were really, really ticked off with that one. But neither here nor there. That was the second time the Ten Rings came up during the course of the Iron Man saga. The first, of course, being when, spoiler alert, they kidnapped Iron Man in the first movie, Tony Stark, in 2008. I won't go any more further than that in case you haven't seen the beginning of the MCU. Yes, it's over 10 years old, but I try to keep things as spoiler-free as possible because I like respecting the experience for people who have not had the opportunity to see these things yet. Yes, there are still people in the world who have not seen all of the movies in the MCU, Iron Man included. So I like to keep that pure experience for them. But yes, this is now going to be the third time we have seen the Ten Rings show up, and this is actually going to be really, really interesting. We get to see the real Mandarin, who happens to be Shang's father, and learn that storyline. So basically, he was trained as a kid by his father's people, his henchmen, what have you, into becoming a superior fighter so that he could take down anybody who was considered an enemy. By the trailer, from what I can pick up, and obviously what was talked about, he was given a period of 10 years to just live his life and enjoy himself. And now, my guess is, when we pick up in the movie, he is being pulled back into the Ten Rings by his dad's people and henchmen and all of that. And he has made the decision that no, he is not going to join them. He is instead going to fight against them and shut them down. That is the storyline we have so far. And for what it's worth, trailers are very misleading. They're supposed to hype you up and get you excited about the movie. So we don't know what all twists and turns this movie is going to take, but there are some awesome things we can see from the trailer itself. There are some beautiful visuals going on in this trailer. Let me tell you right now, it looks like there is going to be a past history kind of thing going on. There are what look to be some period shots thrown in there. This huge, epic army just battling it out. And they're on horses. So I'm guessing this is going to be sometime in the past. Maybe kind of like the history of the Ten Rings a little bit. The way we kind of got the history of Wakanda in the beginning of Black Panther. Which would definitely make sense. We're also gifted with this beautiful, lush greenery, just kind of visual, and this fighter in a long robe and hat, just doing this epic spin move in the air, kind of teaching someone how to battle. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of handed down warrior history among the Ten Rings, and that this is what Shang-Chi's destiny is supposed to be. I don't know. But we do know from the basics and the comics and everything, he does not have powers, but he is considerably strong. So definitely not one to be messed with. He has at one point been an Avenger in the comics, so this is going to be really, really interesting. He could be a new member of the Avengers going forward. Keep in mind, we do have other movies coming that could end up having him tie in some way. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Captain Marvel 2, which I don't know if they've released a title on that one yet. All these other movies and stuff coming in that he could definitely have a tie into. The other really cool, awesome thing going on, we have this. You're obviously going to get some fight sequences show up in this kind of trailer, and holy cow, the bus scene. Can we focus on the bus scene for a minute? That was a crazy, crazy move, and he pulled it off. Holy cow. And then, of course, we have his buddy Katie, who is played by Awkwafina, is driving the bus, and despite the chaos, she actually does a somewhat decent job, although there is a little bit of carnage going on as well. This just overall looks so totally cool and awesome. I am excited. Simu Lee, who is, of course, Shang Chi, has been posting all this awesome, cool stuff on Twitter, and he's been a lot of fun to follow. And the cast, it just looks amazing. Michelle Yeoh, who I've seen her watching Star Trek Discovery with my dad, just in passing. Wow, she's an incredible actress, so I'm excited to see her. Ben Kingsley is listed, so I'm wondering if this is going to be an overall tie-in to referencing what happened during the course of Iron Man 3. Maybe a throwback to the one Marvel short that came out. I believe it's called All Hail the King. So we'll see. This is going to be very, very interesting. Who knows how this is going to go, how it's going to end. It's going to be really, really cool. I am totally, totally excited. Since, of course, this is Origin Stories, I thought I'd let you guys, or you all, excuse me, get to know me just a little bit better by telling you about my nerdy origin story, which involves video games. Good amount of video games. I was a mid-80s child, so by the time I was old enough, Nintendo Entertainment System was a big thing. And some of the first games I ever played, of course, being Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt was a lot of fun, although, like everybody else of that time period, I wish you could shoot the freaking dog. Please let me shoot the freaking dog. That thing was a pain in the butt. I also remember playing the Rescue Rangers video game as well as the DuckTales video game, which had you at one point going into space, which is really kind of weird. But a lot of video gaming. The only console aside from Nintendo I ever played up until maybe around high school, college level was I played Sega Genesis at my brother's friend's house. They had Sonic the Hedgehog, and oh my gosh, I just loved it. The entire point was to go as fast as you can, picking up rings, jumping and bouncing off bad guys as you went, and just get to the end. That was it. Just Sonic, the little blue blur, just going as fast as he could, book it to the end of the level. So much fun. And at that point, I've always had a fondness for the Sonic video games. It's always been one of my favorite franchises. He's always been one of my favorite characters. And I always make it a point to try whatever new Sonic game comes out. I think the only one I haven't been able to play is like the Game Boy Advance games and I forget the name of it, but it involves the Werehog. Sonic the Werehog. I know there was a lot of backlash about that one, But yeah, I always make it a point to try and try every Sonic game. I am going to try and get my hands on Sonic Forces at some point because you do get to make your own character, and I've kind of always wanted to do that. So that would be really fun. And on that note, there is some interesting Sonic the Hedgehog movie news coming out that I am totally stoked for. Sonic 2 has been in filming for at least a month and a half now at this point. They started filming it last month, and there have been some stills and shots released from the set, and holy cow! These were taken on the 8th of this month, and I'm just now getting to them. I feel like I'm way behind. But they have stand-in props for Sonic, and of course, if you've seen the first movie, you know Tails is coming. They have released the title trailer, what they call the title teaser, for the next movie, and it is the same lettering for the first one, Sonic, with a 2 after it in the same lettering style, but the 2 has Tails on it, like Tails' Tails. Which really makes me happy because Tails is my favorite character. I love him. He's adorable, he's cute, and he can fly. I just love him. I think he's a great character, so I'm excited. When he showed up at the end of the movie and I saw that in theaters, I basically squeed. I couldn't help myself. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. But if you don't want to be too spoiled about what's coming down the line for Sonic 2, you might want to go ahead and skip this and go to the end of the probably about another couple of seconds, maybe 15 to 30 seconds, where I'm going to start talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you don't want to spoil on that, then you're probably just going to go ahead and have to end the show. Sorry. But they have these, and you've had plenty of time now, and I've warned you. They have these stand-in props for the characters. They have one for Sonic, and they have one for Tails, and they look really, really good. The design looks very much what you would expect to see, and I love the way they've handled this whole thing so far. The spoiler alert here is they also have a stand-in prop for Knuckles. What? I was not... I kind of thought they were going to go the Knuckles line. I did not think they were going to do it for the second movie, maybe if they decided to do a third. But this is exciting because I remember playing Sonic 2. And Sonic 2 is where Knuckles is introduced. So having him in does kind of make sense at this point. And the thing that really excites me is some of the other stuff that they found is that there apparently was a gun plane. Now, I've been out of the fandom for a while, and it is something I'm going to have to look up, and I hate that for myself. But the fact that there is a gun plane shown, and that this is a nod to Sonic Adventure 2, I am very curious about the situation that's going on for this movie, and I'm wondering if maybe, possibly, they're going to do the Chaos Emerald storyline from Sonic 2. The very first one that came out for Genesis. This is going to be really, really interesting because if you remember, Dr. Robotnik has convinced Knuckles, the Echidna, that Sonic and Tails are trying to steal the Chaos Emeralds from him in order to create a weapon. Basically lying to Knuckles by telling him what he, Dr. Robotnik, is planning on doing, but saying the blame is on Sonic and Tails for it. So the fact that they're bringing in Knuckles, I'm really curious to see if this is the route they're going or not. It would make sense to have Knuckles be an adversary turned friend for this film. So we shall see what happens. And of course, the other really, really good news, James Marsden, Tika something, excuse me, I did not mean to mispronounce her name, Tika something, and Jim Carrey are all coming back for the film. They have all been seen on set as their characters. And the really, really cool thing is the video that came out of this. The video shows Jim Carrey in a flying harness setup, flying up from behind a building, through the air, so who knows what's going on with that. Maybe he's got some kind of gadget that helps him fly, or maybe he's using one of the Chaos Emeralds, using that to fly. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with that. Of course, they'll be adding some visual effects and CGI to that scene. The really, really cool Easter egg in this little video, the building he's flying up behind is called Mean Bean Coffee. If you're familiar with the Sonic lore in all of the Sonic games, you will remember a video game called Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And the point of this was to shut down the machine that turned animals into Botniks, his little evil henchmen. And it played like Tetris. It was really, really cool. A fun little Easter egg to see in the game, so who knows if we're going to see the Mean Bean Machine in action or not, and see all the little animal Botniks show up as well. A lot of it is all up in the air, but I'm totally excited for this movie. I can't help it. All right, last, but certainly not least, something I'm totally, truly super excited about, despite the fact that I haven't watched a single episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet. I am behind. I will get caught up, I promise. I still have to get caught up on WandaVision. I'm behind. But if you're behind, that's okay. That doesn't make you a bad fan. That just makes you busy. And the big, big thing that launched is yesterday or earlier this morning, because it is Friday or Saturday as I'm talking about this, they released the final episode of this season of Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Whether or not it gets a second season, I don't know, but if it doesn't get a second season, that's okay, because they have announced we are getting a fourth Captain America film that is going to be starring Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, Captain America. This is going to be awesome. There was a scene at the end of this episode, and yes, I know this is all super spoilery. My apologies, but I am totally excited about this. That said, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. So, this means we have Sam Wilson fully taking on the mantle of Captain America, fully taking the shield, acknowledging what has been given to him by Steve Rogers at the end of Endgame. And holy cow, is this exciting! I believe that Marvel, especially the MCU, has done an amazing job in strides of inclusivity and representation. Now, there have been some slips and stumbles along the way. There are things they should have done better that didn't exactly go well, but we're making progress. So with this, we're definitely getting progression. The whole thing is moving forward. I am excited to see someone else in the role of Captain America. I know that there are going to be lots of little kids who are going to be super excited to see yet another superhero on screen that they can relate to for whatever reason. And I'll say it, we need more black superheroes. I'm white as the day is long, but that's something that I acknowledge fully. And to see Marvel taking those moves and doing that, and doing more female superheroes as well. We've got Captain Marvel, we're getting Miss Marvel coming out, She-Hulk, we're getting the new Thor Love and Thunder with Jane Foster and Valkyrie. If you are a Marvel MCU fan, it is a good day. It really is. Especially with the announcement that Hawkeye has wrapped shooting, so we'll be getting Hawkeye soon. We're getting Loki in a couple of months. It is a great time to be a Marvel fan. DC, they're doing really good too. I think Birds of Prey was a really great move forward in inclusion there. They're working on getting better. They do really good stuff. I'll say that hands down. They do a lot of good stuff, DC, but their whole extended universe is a little bit stumbly, and it's painful. I hate it for them because I was really looking forward to this being a really good cohesive thing. Hopefully they get their footing, and I can't wait to see what comes out from them when they start really getting that stride going. They've got some good movies going for them. Hopefully they'll get some really, really good ones coming soon. That's all I can say on that. But yeah, that Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I am stoked. I can't wait. All right. I think that's going to do it for me for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, any stories you want me to cover, anything you want me to read on air, by all means, hit me up and send me an email, anerdblog@gmail.com, or you can check out my Twitter. My handle is Anthissa21, and I'm up for anything. Comments, questions, constructive criticism. By all means, let me know. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful time of day it is, wherever you're at. I'll see you all next week.